Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 119-81 in Game 6 of the semifinals, and the New York Knicks are headed to the conference finals to face the Indiana Pacers. It will be a rematch of last year's semifinals matchup that ended in 7 games in favor of the Pacers. This should be a more entertaining matchup as the Knicks are fully healthy in this series, something the Knicks weren't last year, but at the same time, I think the Knicks this year are much more talented as they were last year. I think a lot of their younger players have grown since then. I think Andrew Nembhard and some of their other younger players, like you can look at Aaron Nesmith, some of their guys some of the younger guys have got better. They also were missing Benedict Madron in that series last year, who has been a key part of their team this year. So I think it should be a very interesting conference finals, and we will see either the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers make it to the NBA Finals. And I think the coolest part of the whole series is you'll have Reggie Miller commentating. Kevin Harlan will be commentating as well. But Reggie Miller, who, is a big part of this Knicks-Pacers rivalry, is going to be commentating these games. I think that makes these games even more interesting, that Reggie Miller will be commentating all of them. But yeah, so this was not a good one tonight. I mean, look, I think the first quarter was close. I think Boston hung in there in the first quarter, only down 6 points in the first quarter, but shooting-wise didn't get off to the great start. And then the second quarter, that's when it, really blew away. And Boston only scored 17 points, 38 for New York. And usually, we've seen these kind of quarters for the Knicks in the second half. This time, this breakout quarter for the Knicks, where they're just killing it offensively and defensively, happens in the second quarter, and it got to the point where the Knicks were up by 27 at the end of the half. And so, you just knew at halftime it was over. I think you knew before halftime it was over. I think the moment I knew it was really over was like, it was a Josh Hart and one. It was 44-27, and Josh Hart got fouled and got the bucket. I think he made the free throw. I could be wrong, but I believe he did make the free throw, and they went up 20. I was like, okay, yeah, it's over. Because you haven't seen the Knicks in this series, even though the Knicks have played great in the series, you haven't seen them get up early like that. You look at all their wins, they're not getting off to great starts. This is the one game, this is the one win where they're getting off to an amazing start and really kept the momentum the entire game. And so, look, right now, I'm going to be honest. I have this Knicks team favored to go to the NBA Finals over the Indiana Pacers. I think the Pacers are great. They definitely can make it, but I'm definitely going to favor the Knicks in their series with the way they've played so far in these playoffs. It very well should be interesting, though, to see what happens, though. Let's go over some stats of this ballgame as the Knicks are going to the conference finals for the first time since the 1999-2000 season. Karl-Anthony Towns was fantastic for them tonight. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. 8 for 20 from the floor, 1 for 6 from 3 for Cat. Look, I talked about this before the game. The two things I said that you needed in this game from 4 players from this Knicks team was you needed Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson to stay out of foul trouble, that they didn't do last game. They both were really good at staying out of foul trouble. And you need Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby to shoot the basketball better and not shoot as poorly as they did last game. And you got that. 23 points and 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks from OG Anunoby, shooting 4 for 13 from 3. And Bridges, 4 for 6 from 3, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. This Knicks team tonight had 6 blocks and 7 steals compared to the Celtics' 4 steals and 3 blocks. They've had, I think, once or twice in this series before this game, or I know at least once in the series they had a game where they have 3 or 4 players with 20 or more points. They did that in game 4, where they had 4 players of 20 or more. And I want to say they did that in another game in this series. I could be wrong, but here in this game they did it again. 23 for Brunson, 21 for Cat. This is the second game of this series that I know of that they've had 4 players of 20 or more. But Cat with 21 and 12, Brunson with 23, 23 for OG, 22 for Bridges. Just those guys were great. McBride even had 10 off the bench. 6 for Achua off the bench with 3 rebounds. He was a game-time decision going into the game. And the Celtics just didn't get a spark. Jaylen Brown looked good to start off the first half, but he fouled out in the third quarter, and he had 26 and 6, 8 for 20, 3 for 9 from the floor. There was only 2 other players in double figures for the Celtics. Al Horford had 10. You wonder if this could potentially be his last game. I think he plays another season, but it definitely could be Al Horford's last game, although I doubt it. Pritchard had 11 points. Outside of that, it was a struggle for some guys. You needed to play well. You need Porzingis to play well. He only played 11 minutes, shot 1 for 4, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Derek White shot 3 for 11. Those guys you really needed to play well. Porzingis wasn't going to step up. Another guy you needed to play well was Drew Holiday. He only had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. The guy that was the heart and soul of this Celtics team the other night, Luke Cornett, only played 21 minutes, shot 2 for 3 with 5 rebounds and 5 points, 1 assist, 1 block. So this was a tough night for really this whole Celtics team. I wonder what is the future of the Celtics team, and in the coming days I'm going to get into that. But while we wait for the both conference finals to start, I'm going to get into what is next in this Celtics offseason. Something I'm going to kind of focus on this channel. Because I think it is very interesting what's going to happen. I think before the Jason Tatum injury, this team would have been focusing on making a bunch of deals and potentially making trades before the Tatum injury. Now, after the Tatum injury, it could be chaos in Boston this offseason. Next season could be a long year for this Boston Celtics team with no Jason Tatum. Let me know your thoughts on this loss to the Boston Celtics, as this is another season where we will not see back-to-back champions, 7 straight season. And yeah, but you know what? I like that, honestly. Crown a new champion, whether it's the Knicks or it's the Pacers or it's the Timberwolves, Nuggets, or Thunder. Right now, I would favor the Thunder. I think we have to see what happens in Game 7 first, but I think it's going to be interesting. I really do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.